Merry Christmas. We're so excited that you're here tonight at Eagles Landing First Baptist Church for our craft night. If you will just continue watching this video, I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to do tonight. So you've got materials on your table, and everybody's going to get 2 tiles because you're going to make a gift for you and a gift to give away for a family or friend that wasn't able to come tonight, or maybe they don't even live in the area. So what we're going to do is you're going to have this tile, and the first thing we want to do is clean it off. So you have like a little bowl of water. You're going to wet one of your paper towels, squeeze it out pretty good. You don't want a lot of water. So you're just going to take it and you're just going to go right over your tile. We're just getting off any extra dust. So after you've done that, then you're going to just take your dry one and you're going to dry it off. You really want to make sure it's dry. So even if you need to blow on it or, get another paper towel or something, you can do that. Because if it's not dry, it won't stick. And we are putting on permanent vinyl on these that actually say the word hope. And because that's what we are. Jesus is our hope, and that's the only hope we have is Him. So in a world of chaos and craziness, He is our hope, and that's what we have to remember, especially Christmas season and as things come our way. So what I've done is I finished drying off my tile. I am really making sure it's dry, because if there's any water, this won't stick. Now, the thing to remember is once you've put this down, that's it. You can't move it around or anything, okay? So I'm going to take my hope and I'm going to just play with it. I'm not putting it on there yet. I've still got the white part on it and the clear is still there. And I'm just sort of saying, okay, do I want it at the top, or maybe you like it in the middle or at the bottom, or, you can even go at it diagonal. So you need to decide where you want it to be on your tile. And so I'm actually going to do mine diagonal. And so what I'm going to do, okay, I like it there. So at that point, I'm going to separate the white part from the vinyl. And this one's not pushed down really well, so if you have the same problem and maybe the letter wanted to stay on the white part, you've got the same problem I do. So you want to make sure that it is really pressed down on the clear, because we want it to stay on the clear part to put it on here. So you can just use your fingernail, or if you have like a pen in your purse or a coin, or if there's something on the table, the pens, like I said, you can use that. So this part might be done for you and it might stick, but it might not, and we'll be walking around to help you, so don't worry, you're not on your own. Okay, so let's check it and see if this is going to do what it's supposed to do at this point, okay? And you don't have to be on the tile doing that. You can just be on the table. Yes. Okay, so you see how when I go to pull it now, it's sticking on the clear. That's where I want it. I want it on the clear. So I'm just slowly pulling it off. I don't want to touch the vinyl, but you can touch the clear. And I just separate that. This is trash, so just get rid of that. Turn this over. And then I remember I want it in diagonal. Wherever I put it, I cannot move it. So I'm just going to go straight down, sort of look at it, and that's where I want it. So I'm going to put it like that. I can't move it. So if you don't like it, leave it, because it'll completely mess up everything. Then I want to take the time to rub it really good, because at this point, we want it to stick to the tile, because we're going to get rid of this clear sheet on top. So I'm really rubbing that E. And I like starting with the smaller letters for some reason. I don't know, you can start really wherever, but you need to remember where you're at. It should not be any bubbles on my letters. It should be completely pretty black. So I'm rubbing that P pretty well. And then the O. And you want to take a little bit more time than I'm taking. And then the H. Now, the great thing is as you start pulling off this little clear piece, and it sticks to the clear and not to the tile, put it back down, rub it a little bit more. Especially on the smaller parts, like around this little H, this little skinny parts don't like to stick too well. Now, it's very important after you have rubbed this and you pull off the clear, it's called transfer tape. It has to sit about 24 hours. Now, you can take it home, of course, but don't do anything to it. Don't get it wet for about 24 hours. I like mine to sit for about 48 hours. And it doesn't have to sit flat. It doesn't need to be in the sun or anything like that. Just let it sit out on your table, or if you have like a dining room table that you don't use, or some area of your home, okay? So then all I'm doing is I'm pulling off, and see how those letters are sticking right, oh, how beautiful. Right where they are supposed to. Now again, if, say that didn't stick, push this all the way back down, rub that spot again, and begin again. Okay, does that make sense? We're trying not to rub the actual letters because they will scratch and it won't turn out the way you want it to. Okay, that little part didn't stick as well as I wanted it to, but everything else did. I'm just going to take that, put it over that little end, rub it just a little bit more. I got a little impatient. And then I can just pull that off right there and it's stuck, okay? So again, you want to make sure that, let me show you this. That's the way mine turned out, and yours will turn out however direction. After that, you will flip it over, and you have these little strips, and you will put the little feet on the edges. So you just simply pull that off and put it over there on the edge, and I like to push it and hold it for about 5 seconds or so because you want to make sure they stick. Okay, then you go to the next corner. This isn't rocket science, aren't you glad? And you just push that one, and then you go to the next one. And again, this is a great thing, you know, be thinking and praying, you know, God, who do you want me to give this to? Because God has that person picked out already. And this would be a perfect thing to give them. Now, they are very fragile. So don't be throwing them around thinking that they're not, okay? So at that point I am done, and I flip it back over, and I've got my little feet on there. So what you've made is, it can be just a decoration that you can sit out somewhere, or you can actually use it as a hot plate. Again, I'd like you to wait at least 24 hours before you're doing anything to it. Not even wiping it off or anything. 48 hours before you're actually putting a hot dish on there. So enjoy doing your craft. Again, we'll be walking around to help you. Merry Christmas.